Hey there, whoever's watching this video. The purpose of making this video is to address two questions that I've been receiving a lot over this short amount of time, or just over however long. The two questions are, the first question is, how do you, how can I put this? How are you so content with being single? And then the second question is, how do you really fall into a relationship with God? Like, how do you walk out your walk with Christ, with it being more based on relationship rather than religion? So I think that both of the questions are absolutely great, and I pray that God will actually answer these questions for you as opposed to it being my answer, because I want everything, of course, to come from Him, and I want to bless you and So to answer, I think the only way that I can answer the first question is for me to first answer the second question. So I'll try to make it as brief as I possibly can. But I would say the way that I got so intimately into this relationship with God is definitely through time and perseverance. And also through taking God out of the box. And what I mean by that is, I feel like as Christians, we get so used to just fixating God into this little box of who we think He is and how we think that, He wants us to interact with Him. How does He want us to walk out this day-to-day life? And we just put Him in such this little small box to where we don't allow Him to love on us or court us in the way that He does. And in my opinion, He does differently for every person. And so, just like a little brief synopsis, for me, I've always, when I was growing up, my teenager years, glad that those are over. But when I was growing up in my teenager years, I felt like I was always praying for one thing. And that was always a relationship. It wasn't with God, but with somebody. And I always pray God, I want you to put this person into my life, and where do you want me to go today, because I want to bump into them, and all of this kind of stuff. Until God started to reveal to me, He started to show me and say things like, if I were to put this guy into your life right now, you would most likely put me to the side because you're not ready for a relationship. You don't know how to be loved, first of all. You don't know how to give love, second of all. You don't know what love is, third of all. And you're just plain out not ready. And then after, God started to reveal to me those things, I started to ask Him to then court me. Because I'm like, okay, God, you want me to be single, but I'm bored, I'm lonely, what am I supposed to do in this waiting process? And then I started to, just pray and ask God to really just court me and show me how to love, show me how to receive love, but I want to experience it with you, God, first, so that I can know who I fully am, and and I know my worth, and I'll know my purpose, and I'll really, really be, ready in that sense. And so, my love language is receiving gifts. And so I honestly, just little side note, I feel like the people who have the love language of receiving gifts, we have to go through a lot, because not everybody's willing to give you a gift. Everybody can give a little word of affirmation, or, an acts of service, or come over and spend some time with you. But receiving gifts, that's hard to come by. So anyways, my love language is receiving gifts. And so sometimes when I would not be receiving gifts, I'd be like, dang, I want to get a surprise today. Girl stuff. And so as I prayed for it and whatnot, God just started to He started to love on me in a way that I feel like I could most receive it. And out of nowhere, people would just be like, oh, I had you on my heart. I just wanted to give you this, or like something like that. And I'm like, okay, God, I see you. Like, like he court me in that aspect, and he'd, tell me how much he loves me and tell me how beautiful I am. And he just really like went above and beyond with really showering me with love. And then once I was able to really learn to receive his love, I was able to then give it to other people, because it comes natural. When you have something inside of you, it's not hard for you to give it to other people, but it's like literally almost impossible for you to give somebody something that you first don't already hold. And so I just let God like just continue to love on me, and then in that season, like I was able to love on other people. And so it kind of like of course first loving on him too, it set the foundation of a relationship rather than religion, because I firmly believe that relationship is what's missing so much in our when it comes to us young people really following Christ and pursuing God with all of our heart. I think that a lot of times you see people do it out of religion, and religion is the foundation. You see somebody have that relationship, and you used to look on the outside and you're like, oh my gosh, I want that. So you go up and you give your life to Christ and all this kind of stuff. But then no one's there to show you how to really walk it out in the right way, not walk it out legalistically, which is more tied onto religion. So you're doing all of these acts, I'm not supposed to do this, I'm not supposed to do that, but that only lasts so long. Only you get, how do I put it? You only do that for so long, to where I think that that's why right now in our culture we see so many people who are on fire for God for like the first year or the first couple of months, and then next thing you know they fell off, because they didn't have anything that could really draw them in and that can keep them. And the only thing that can keep you with God is a relationship with him. And so once you like really go through that stage and whatnot, then I feel like you're then able to be content with where you are, because everything that you need or everything that you lack, you've learned how to get it from God. And so you're not like searching for somebody to fulfill this need. I'm not looking for somebody to fulfill my need of my love language. I'm not looking for somebody to fulfill my need of loneliness, because I've drawn to God for my comfort. I've made him literally my source, and I fell in love with him to where I know that no matter what, no matter how it may happen, no matter what, I'm fine with where I am, because he will be everything that I need him to be. And in the right timing, of course, he'll bring that person along and all that kind of stuff. But I think that literally like the ultimate answer is to fall in love with God. And that takes time, like writing letters to God, like that helps, singing songs to him, going outside when there's no one out there, and just spending like quality quiet time with him, and really just pursuing his heart, and not anything. Sometimes I would even go months without asking him for anything. I'm like, I'm not even gonna ask you for anything. The only thing that I am allowed to ask you, God, is for more of your heart. And so I do that and do that and do that, and then it becomes such a routine and so habit, to where the only thing that you're asking him for is more of him. And so it helps to set the foundation of relationship rather than religion. And once you have that, you're literally content. And and it's not like a content like a I don't ever want that, but it's more of a content to where it's like, God, whatever you choose to do, whether you choose to do it, whether you don't choose to do it, whether you choose to do it right now, or whether you choose to wait 50 years from now, we're going to rebuke that, because that's not in the plans of God for my life. But whatever, whatever the time period is, like, I trust you, da da da. And so I hope that this answered like all of the questions, well, the two questions mainly that I've been receiving from so many people. God bless you, and bye.